talk into it.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Well, I can hear you talking.
Can you hear him in your earphones?
No.
Then turn it up. Talk more now.
Hello?
Oh, yep, got it.
So this is. So now talk.
Yep.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
that's
hear
better.
you. Yeah, sweet. afternoon and welcoming to the Geelong Arena this afternoon for this preliminary final clash between Geelong Supercats and the Bendigo Braves. Daniel Cooper here with you for the call today, and here with me is NBL1 men's assistant coach Brenton O'Brien. Good afternoon, Brenton.
Good afternoon, Dan.
Yeah, so we meet Bendigo once again. Probably didn't expect to meet them at this point. Hopefully we'll looking to meet them in the grand final next week, but you know, there's been some interesting results as the finals has come along. And Brenton, tell me about who you see playing on the floor for Bendigo today.
Well, this Bendigo team have a lot of talent. They've got Kelly Wilson, who's probably one of the best point guards in the league, and probably one of the best point guards that's played in Australia for a very long time. They also have Gabe Richards at the centre position, who's also one of those players who's been around in the WNBL and through all of this, the SEBA leagues and now the NBL1, and it's been a dominant force really. So other than that, they are missing, I think they are missing Tess Madgen today, which is unfortunate because she's definitely one of the best players we have in the country, and would have been great to see her go against one of ours, of Sarah Blitzarves, who's probably at the same level as her, and see them battle it out. So unfortunately she's not playing, but they also have Beck Tobin, the import, who's was the import for their WNBL team last year, and she's a very, very, very good player. So it's going to be a great matchup today, and hopefully we can see some great women's basketball and see all the talent that there is to offer in Australia. Absolutely, yeah.
Tess, I think, is a big out for Bendigo. I noticed, I was looking back at their doubleheader they played last weekend, and she missed their first game, which surprisingly went down to Kilsyth. But she came back the next day, and she had 20 points and really helped those girls out. And speaking of Gabe Richards as well, the last time these Bendigo girls played here, she was just an absolute handful for our team. We were short-handed, of course, with the Opals duty commitment, so we're missing both of our centres. Ebony Rolfe absolutely tried her backside off in that matchup against Gabe, but she was just too much to handle down the low block. And yeah, Rebecca Tobin was outstanding for Bendigo. She's got a really great chemistry with Kelly Wilson, and Kelly was just diming her up down on the block, just turn around. She's got a just nice jump hook to the baseline. She can also got a counter to the middle, so she was proving to be very effective for those girls last time they played down here in Geelong. So as we see the teams make their way back to the benches now, just to receive some last-minute guidance from their coaching staffs, and see the referees just coming together in a last-minute little chat. Got the game ball from our esteemed scorer, Mr. Cecil, and yeah, we're looking like we're getting really ready to go here.
Yeah, I think the matchups today are going to be really good to watch. You've got the two bigs of Geelong, Zatina and Ezzy, who are probably the up-and-coming superstars of Australian women's basketball, and then Beck Tobin and Gabe Richards. It's going to be one of those matchups you don't get to see very often, even if you're watching the WNBL. Like, these two front courts could be a WNBL front court. So, and then I think one of the best matchups out there right now will be Alex Duck and Kelly Wilson. I think Alex doesn't get enough credit for the kind of player she is. She is a super defender, great point guard, makes great decisions, and I think them two, if I had my money on anyone who's going to be able to slow her down, I think I'd put it on Ducky. So
absolutely,
it's going to be a really good matchup to watch there. And then Tessa Levy, I'd be interested to see who goes to her actually. So she's definitely one of the better players in this league. So
I would find it very very entertaining if Sarah took that friendship matchup personally and looked to guard her. Wing versus guard there. Sarah's defense, I think, this year has been a standout, and I think she's worked really hard on that end of the floor while she's been coming back with her offensive game after an amount of time out of the game after the knee. So I'd find that an interesting matchup if that would come to bear. But all right, the team's making their way out onto the floor now as we get ready for the tip here at the North Geelong Arena with a extremely, the public's really turned out here in Geelong and made a real effort to come and support women's basketball here in the region. Sold close to 1,000 tickets here at the arena, which is just fantastic response from the community, and Dave Herbert, Lucas Bentley and the rest of the team here at Geelong have done a great job to get bums on seats here in the arena. So here we go as we line up. As he will do the jump ball for Geelong and against Beck Tobin of Bendigo. Good start for the Supercats winning the tip there.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that I think Izza's gone on to Kelly Wilson from the start, which is something I wasn't expecting. So, really interesting to see that
good dig down there. Oh, unlucky for the Braves.
There we go, Alex Duck, great start.
Yep. Almost the ideal start for Geelong. Probably a bit of a broken play there, but rescued by Ducky. Just that solid mid-range elbow jump shot.
This is interesting to see them in this 1-2-2 zone from the start. Probably a good way to disrupt them, get them out of what they want to do.
Absolutely, especially with them looking to get the ball inside onto Biggs. That just really disrupts the spacing of the Braves there as they attempt to lob to Gabe Richards, but that didn't come off.
Well, they had the mismatch there on the block. Oh.
Zatina's looking extremely comfortable out on that perimeter there as the season's gone on.
This is a problem here. We need to get some low help.
Yep.
Oh, great defense by Alex Stuck there once again.
Established legal guarding position and took that bump real solidly, causing the turnover there from Kelly with the shuffling of the feet. Looking to really pressure up on Geelong's guards and really take them out of what they want to do offensively early on.
That was great defense by Levy there.
Yep, fantastic. Yeah, that's a good option from Zatina there. We don't want to settle for that shot too often, too early.
Great job, Ezzy. There you go, Sarah in rhythm.
Nice.
Right, there we go.
Great job by McGregor to keep that possession alive. They're just really working hard on the offensive glass. And, of course, Sarah, I saw her in the arena very early today. She's just one of the premier talents in Australian basketball, and she works extremely hard at her craft. So great to see her get a triple off early. There's the class of Kelly Wilson. Just
big time player, man.
Absolutely. Good, that's what we want, deep post catches early.
If they keep doing that, running that horn set for the dive off the weak side elbow, they're definitely going to get Gabe into some foul trouble.
Absolutely.
I think because Zatina and Ezzy are just going to keep coming at her. I think they're the only team really other than Bendigo that have two front court players, and then even Ebony Rolfe coming in that have the talent at them positions. So that was a great play there by the Supercats. I've been really impressed with Zatina this year from the free throw line.
I've been impressed by Zatina just on the court. I think she's just nimble and agile at her size. She's got good touch around the rim and her footwork's tremendous. There's other aspects, I think, defensive effort perhaps.
You see that was a great opportunity there. There's definitely something on the scout must have been that if we keep them from reversing the basketball and flowing through their offense, that they're going to struggle. So I think they really are disrupting at the moment.
Absolutely, yeah, just going back to Zatina, I think that she's got the tools to be a fantastic defensive player. As she catches the ball here on one of the guard slots.
Oh.
Nice. It's great to get that three-pointer from the wing. We didn't achieve much penetration on that play, but of course, Isa Brancazzano is one of the knockdown shooters that we have in this league. So, and she's continued to improve this season. She's returning from her own injury as well.
Yeah, you can see this zone is really putting some second guessing into the minds of the Bendigo Braves. So
yeah, they've looked very out of rhythm.
That's a great finish.
Yeah, it's a nice find too. Once again, that chemistry between Kelly and Rebecca is showing through there. Yeah, so I think back into our offense.
I think that's a shot that Bendigo will probably live with all game.
Yeah, I agree. Even though last week against Ringwood, Ezzy was extremely comfortable with that shot coming off camp. It seems
great
like
split. That was a great read there on the on-ball there by Tessa.
Just unlucky, that finger roll just to roll off the side of the rim. But coming off of camp over in Phoenix, Arizona, Ezzy's looked to shoot that three-pointer with more confidence and looked like to add it to her game as a weapon to allow her to get inside, just as she did there. Unfortunately, just a little bump there, knocked her off the rhythm of her short jump shot. Come the other way, Kelly's looking to compose the Braves, get them into some sort of set, some sort of offense. Again,
Great
once
defense.
again, swarming defense there.
Here we go. See.
Good trans D by the Braves to force a jump shot there on a 2-on-1.
It's still a great find. They got some penetration, kick out. That's probably the best three you're ever going to get in basketball. So
yeah,
Sarah's
absolutely.
definitely developed that shot over time.
Yep.
So as me, if I was the coach, I'd be happy with that shot.
Oh, nice move.
Great defense by Ezzy. Bad luck.
Just almost got to stay on your feet there. Stay vertical, hands straight up in the air. That she did force her to pick it up, fake, and retreat back towards the edge of the lane there. So that was initial defense forced a tough shot. And then just went for that block there and caught on the wrist.
You can see the difference between Ezzy and a lot of other girls at her position there. It's like the way she moved her feet, she got back in front of the ball, and Tobin's no slouch. She can flat out play, and for Ezzy to get back in front there is really impressive. So that just shows why she made it to the WNBA, and she'll be a hell of a player in the next 2-3 years, even though she still is now, but in a few more years of development, she's going to be awesome.
Absolutely. Rebecca calmly knocked down those free throws there, which, as we've seen, she's got that good touch on the hook shots and floaters around the rim, and also there on those free throws. It's ambitious there. We might want to just make sure we're just working the ball around the perimeter rather than trying to skip to those corners there and getting it into a tricky position on the floor.
Bendigo did a really good job there and actually digging into the ball, so. Still not getting much out of this zone offense. Great job, Ezzy. Great rebound. That's something Zatina is amazing at. She's a great rebounder.
Yep.
She's one of the only players in this league I see who can jump up with one hand and grab it and rip it in.
It's a good look there from Sarah. Unlucky just to not to get that one jump shot to fall.
Yeah, they've had their chances. This is a big shot here.
Bendigo not doing a great job of blocking out and getting bodies on our rebounders here. We've got a couple second chances on this possession, and turns out to be fruitful there with a nice little post-up short jump shot from Sarah.
Yeah, she kept that simple, didn't she? Made a quick, easy move.
We have seen here that initial pickup there. Sarah's running the point of this sort of hybrid zone matchup defense, and she's been picked up Kelly on a couple, Wilson on a couple of occasions now.
You can see that like the Supercats are keeping their two bigs low, but Bendigo are trying to lift the two players to the high post, which the Supercats are lifting up to because there's no one below them. So I think Bendigo need to find another way to get through this and maybe get some touches at the high post for Beck Tobin.
Yep.
I think that might be a way to get through this zone.
There you go. There's a touch for one of the bigs higher, as we were just speaking of, and just left that jump shot short off the rim there as the Supercats come down the other way. And look, we once again look to get into the post, use post penetration to open up our offense. Nice half spin back to the middle there for Kuso for the make, and we've got a timeout called here by the Braves.
That's a great start from the Supercats there. Definitely took them out of their rhythm, disrupted them by going to that 1-2-2 zone. So it'll be interesting to see what Coach Moody comes out with after the timeout on how to actually attack that, because they seem to be a bit lost offensively that way. And then on the defensive end, I definitely think the Supercats are taking advantage of being a bit more athletic and getting after the offensive glass. So I think if Bendigo can sort that area out, they should be able to get a lot of transition points, because the Supercats seem to be sending a lot of players to the offensive glass. So we'll see what happens out of this timeout, and this is why these two teams have been the best teams in the league this year, other than Hillside. Both Coach Herbert and Coach Moody are very good at what they do, and I'm sure they'll come up with some adjustments.
Well, that's just it. You never just want to burn a timeout just to have, get some rest into them. You'd prefer to use that to make a substitution to see if you can open up something else that's not working, or to restructure your offense or your defense and look to actually get something maybe easy at the hoop, or get a wide open jump shot for one of your premier shooters on your team. So
I think Gabby Turner's coming now. She's last time they played here, she shot the ball really well. So maybe that's a way of them trying to stretch the floor a little bit more and have some more shooting on the floor. So
yeah, we did actually speak about that before the call. About the shooting by Turner, and that looks to be the adjustment here, looking to just create more space on the floor for Tobin to operate.
I think they're going back to a man now too.
There's a lot more movement, player movement, and ball screens here on this set for Bendigo. It's a tough shot by Wilson there, but she did get fairly good position on the floor. Just defense remained set and forced her to fade away from the hoop. They're looking to take away those post catches. Really fronting, really playing both behind and in front of the post player.
That's probably the first possession the Supercats have had where they haven't had a lot of flow and movement in their offense. The right idea on the skip pass, though, the defense is loaded up to the ball. If they get that there on the time, it's a long closeout. So good decision, just didn't execute it the right way.
Absolutely. We're looking to get those high post catches that we were speaking of.
That was a really nice play, like something that you don't see often. High post catch for a guard and then a screen. So
just made it look real easy. Levy there, just fading away from above the foul line. Looking to get that high-low. Just a little bit of a loopy pass there, unfortunately. Once again, Wilson on that penetration, getting really deep there, finding back.
That's great defense by Zatina there. Way to stay in front, take a chest blow.
Absolutely. That was a very tough shot, but once again we see Wilson and Tobin connecting there.
Oh, they got the mismatch here in the post.
Nice move.
That's something I think the Supercats are going to keep going at. There's definitely a mismatch there with one of the bigs with Andrea Wilson guarding them.
Yep. And again, it was just composure from Duck just to find the low post catch there, just get it not in there nice and quickly. Oh, nice move there by Tobin.
That's a really good finish.
Good patience, good change of pace even from a big there, and just froze the defense just for a fraction of a second to get around there, get that extension out on that layup.
That's what I'd like to see.
We really like that. We'd love to see that sort of confidence on the three-point shot from Duck. Just understanding there that they're willing to go under the screen set by Kuso, and she's got to take that and make that shot in order to open up the floor for the rest of the Supercats. Oh, nice move once again.
Yeah, Tobin's she's a WNBL import. Like, you got to expect her to come out here and show her skill set. So I'm not surprised she's making moves like this. And Zatina's definitely able to defend her, but that's just one of those moves. Like, she's a good player and she made a good move.
All right, so we've got substitutions here. So we've got Magbagor and Isa Brancatisano checking out, and we have the under-19 captain of the Australian team, Jazz Shelley, along with Ebony Rolfe checking in. Ebony was fantastic against Bendigo last time they played here, and we've also had Gabe Richards return for Bendigo for Andrew Wilson.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting now with Ebony coming on and how it's all going to match up. It'll be interesting to see who Ebony goes to.
Yeah, she really gets a low center of gravity defensively and works really hard against the big bigs.
Keep going under this screen on Alex. If she keeps making that shot, it's going to be a long, long day for the Bendigo Braves.
Yep, that's once again recognition that they don't want to guard her jump shot, and she's made like 3 or 4 of those now.
Turner misses her shot. I know last time they were here, that definitely was going down. So I think they might be taking their chances to see if she can have the same effort again. Zatina with a trail 3.
As an open look, but as we said about Magbagor earlier as well, that's something that the Braves are probably willing to live with. They'd much prefer Akuso or Magbagor to be taking those shots rather than someone like Jazz Shelley or Alex Dark.
I'd really like to see Zatina catch that in rhythm and actually attack the basket, try and create an advantage.
Absolutely.
Draw a defender, kick the ball out to one of the shooters.
Great drive and finish there down the other end for the Braves.
That's a nice shot by Zatina there.
Just taking a bit of a step in there just to...
That is amazing. Just last time they played here, seeing Kelly Wilson and Gabe Richards together, she just knows where to put the ball. Like, how many other guards could actually put that on a dime and throw it to where you want to the edge of the backboard there? That's just an amazing pass. Great penetration there by Jazz.
Caught some contacts and should be going to the line for 2 free throws here. Yeah, it was a good run. Not quite a rim run, but got right on the charge circle there, and just a real soft finish by Gabe Richards down the other end.
For all the young players out there, I think Kelly Wilson's one of the best players I've ever seen at not being out of control. So I think if you're watching this game right now, you see the way she plays. She never plays in a hurry. Like, she's fast, but never in a hurry. So it's really one of those players you can get a lot from as a young point guard.
She plays not just with purpose, but with a purpose. Some people don't think that means anything, but I disagree.
So Sarah's gone to Becca here. Great defense.
Oh, good way to stay down and contest. Almost forcing a turnover there for the 3-second violation.
That shows the versatility of this Supercats team right there.
That's a great shot fake. Just force the defender, I believe it was Rolfe, off her feet, and then just step in and make a little easy little mid-range short corner pull up. Once again, we see the defense pushing up on the guards. It's been going on both ends of the floor.
The half court. Here we go.
Oof.
That was a great start by the Supercats there. I think by the end things were getting a bit more even, but the start from the Supercats was awesome. They disrupted, they were having their way on the offensive end, so I'm really impressed with the way they've started, but I'm sure Bendigo are going to come out with some adjustments now. And
yeah, absolutely. I thought that was a good time to take time out by Coach Mooney there, and making substitution to get Turner on the floor and just space it out, and then just run some offense for Levy in the high post. We made mention of using guard out of the high post there, and she was able to get free for first that fadeaway jumper, and then she got all the way to the rack for that nice layup, that scoop layup with that extension, just getting off 1 foot. And it was just get to be able to get one of your premier Opals representatives going is probably good for the Braves at this point.
You can definitely see a difference in the styles of play here, with the Supercats taking 8 threes to Bendigo's 3, but definitely the difference in the game right now is field goal percentage. Like, Supercats are shooting 50%, 60% from 2-point range, so it'll be interesting to see what adjustments they make. Like, I think the Supercats might have settled a few times for threes when they could have got some penetration, but in the end, if you're open, you've got to shoot with confidence. So that's great to see them shooting with some confidence, and if they knock a few of them down, the game's definitely going to blow out. Yeah,
absolutely. I wouldn't say the first thing I think of when I think of the Geelong Supercats is three-point shooting, even though we have capable three-point shooters. Obviously, having that front court talent, we do look to get a lot of post catches and get the ball inside. But as you said, to be shooting nearly 40% from 3 on 8 attempts already in the first quarter is positive, and we haven't even seen Shelley attempt a 3 at this point, and we've just got Charlotte Brancazzano checking in now, who's another capable three-point shooter. Not a volume shooter, but shoots it at a pretty high percentage.
Yeah, she's one of those girls, if you leave her open, you give her time, she's knocked down. So
absolutely.
It'd be good to see her shoot with some confidence, play with some confidence. She's a really good defender and does a good
fantastic.
job staying in front of the ball.
I love watching Charlotte Brancazzano play defense. She's a lot of effort and intensity, plays real hard. Might be interesting to see here too, with Charlie Brancazzano on the floor. Maybe get Shelley off ball just a little bit, and maybe get her an opportunity to shoot the ball in rhythm.
Nice little rub offense here to get into a middle ball screen.
Yeah, good movement here in the first possession for the Braves.
Throwback. That was a great set there by Bendigo to try and either get an open 3 for Wilson or even a dump in on the throwback.
Absolutely. I think that's an ideal shot. It just didn't go in, and that's the Bendigo.
I still want to see them penetrate off that. I think, yes, it's open, but with their size and athleticism and their skill sets, I think they can create some drama by getting in the paint, getting into foul trouble, getting to the free throw line.
Yep. Yeah, it's a burgeoning skill there for Magbegor, that three-point shot, and it's something that obviously she's now part of a WNBA roster, and to have success in that league as we see the game go to a
great two-man game. That was
fantastic
a great change of pace by Tessa.
Yep, nice finger roll, just laid it in, nice and easy. Yeah, way to get right down the middle of the floor. As I was saying, the way the game of basketball goes more towards shooting the three-point jump shot and spacing the floor, that's going to be something that'll make Ezzy Magbegor one of the premier players in the world if she can consistently shoot three-pointers.
Oh, you got to shoot that, Charlie.
Yeah, she almost took herself out of rhythm there just by pulling into the long mid-range, but that was a wide-open 3.
Yeah, she's definitely a great shooter. She just needs to back herself there.
Absolutely. So we got a hands-in-reach foul there by Sarah Blitzer. It's just a slight miscommunication on that quick screen action from the Braves, and probably just a good opportunity just to maybe dig in, take that one early in the quarter, so we didn't give up a wide-open lane to the middle of the floor.
So that's a great defense there by Shelley, just containing and contesting.
Yep. Yeah, that's probably one of the lowest efficiency shots in the game. Unfortunately, that mid-range pull-up off a few dribbles. Like we said, Tessa's been playing very well. Tessa Levy's been playing very well, and should be playing with a lot of confidence right now. So she would have backed herself in her ability to make that shot. But Coach Herbert will live with that one. You see another post catch here, and Blitzer's just exerting her physicality there. But
that was an interesting decision there.
I think that
she was a bit unlucky not to get a foul call then.
If I may play devil's advocate for a moment, I would err on the side of maybe the offense was generating much contact on that play. And I think there was a lot of ball there on that block shot, which I believe was Tobin, just with those long arms there, just sending that shot to the sideline.
Definitely easy for me to sit here and say that, though. That's a great finish.
That is Blitzer's probably one of her go-tos, is that fade away from the baseline. She really pounded the ball, got to her spot, was really purposeful and aggressive with that move that she made. Nice spin move. Ooh, yeah, I think that was there. I mean, that's okay. That she got past the initial defense. The help's got to come there. That's exactly what McGregor's job there is to help out and not give a layup, but make Wilson go to the line and earn these 2 points here, as we see Coach Herbert making substitutions. Crusoe coming back in to give Izzy McGregor just a breather on the bench. So now we've got that slightly different look again, where we've got Center Crusoe with Ebony Rolfe. So we'll see maybe if the threat of a Crusoe shooting the jump shot maybe opens the floor up just a little bit more, and as Wilson knocks down their first free throw. Like to see the ball getting back down on the block there with Blitzavs. I know she was unlucky that last possession, but she's really playing with strength and physicality. She's really looking like she's got something to say about this game.
That's what I'd like to see more of, a bit more early on balls maybe to get some penetration, especially with Gage sitting back there. Try and make her guards, some of the guards one-on-one in the paint, and then get some kick-out passes and then play off penetration off long closeouts. Yeah,
that's a tough shot by Shelley there. She'll have confidence that she can make that shot. She would have shot it thousands of times in her life. But even for the Braves, if they're giving up as we see, that's once again, Lavey, similar shot to Shelley down the other end, and it was probably more contested, but like we said, she's had more touches and more makes at this point. She's feeling more confident than Shelley is. Yeah, you look at that on the film, and that looks like an open floater, but it's still a tough shot off 1 foot.
Great
nice,
shot.
Fantastic. Jab, get the defense in two minds about whether she's going to drive or shoot, and then just open up the airspace for that jump shot there. Just tremendous offensive talent from Zatino Crusoe. Oh, nice find. That's going to be hard. And Gabe Richards is she's just a handful down. Once she gets inside that charge circle, we see 2 to 3 Geelong Supercats defenders converge in, but we still send the Braves to the free throw line.
I'd really like to see Zatina try and wall up there, though. Like, I think getting to Gabe to the line, if she's missing a few times, like, you might actually go to that as like a tool to help you negate her size.
A real hacker Shaq, hacker Dwight, hacker DeAndre.
Yeah, but I think if she can keep her feet there, she's definitely long enough and good enough to be able to contest a shot there and just see if Gabe's going to make that shot and make an adjustment on the fly.
She knocks down those 2 free throws. So we're bringing us back to a 3-point game.
Yeah.
Nice recognition of the pressure defense there from Shelley, and just good pitch out.
See, that shot there is the one we want to see, like the one where she's trailing from the 4 position for a 3. That one there, we've had it penetrate, we've kicked it back, it's in rhythm. That shot's so much easier to take when it's coming front on, you're in rhythm and you can shoot it.
It's great two-man, two-person, two-lady game there from Crusoe and Shelley. Shelley just going back in behind the defense, recognising the pressure, obviously penetrating and then pitching it back out as the Braves go to the free throw line again. Supercats about to send the Bendigo Braves into the bonus with 6.5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
I wonder if they're going to get Zatina out. She has 2 fouls at the moment, so it'll be interesting to see how long Coach Herbert plays her for. I think this is a good sub here. I think Charlie's done a great job being on, but Izza made a 3 in that first quarter, and they seem to be sagging right off Charlie. So now, hopefully Izza can come in and shoot with some confidence and make a few 3s.
Totally missing the first free throw there. I agree. I think Charlotte Brancazzano was good on the defensive end of the floor. She did her job in these 3.5 minutes here. But I think good point made there that we're just the offense has been okay, not outstanding. So we might just look to get now with a couple of offensive-minded guards in the game here.
This is what I like to see here, going to the rim with her left hand. Great finish like Zatina. She's a quality player, especially off the bounce, 1 or 2 dribbles. She can really finish.
And that's dangerous for the Braves. They're having Blitzaz and Crusoe at the elbows there, because they can both score from both at the rim and in the mid-range. Once again, Tessa Lavey just showing why she's a member of our national team. Just seemingly scoring at will at the moment. This is what we're talking about here. Crusoe not settling for that 3-point shot there, as we spoke about earlier. You'd almost like Blitz has a little more patience on that, maybe try to turn the corner. Oh, great.
That right there is why Zatina is so useful on your team. She can play up the floor and play defense like that. Shoot a gap. That was just great. You don't see many bigs in any league do what she just did then.
Absolutely. Now that's not to speak too much to the officiating, but thought we may have been able to go with a jump ball on that play, but no, that's okay. The slot official got it just to reach in. So we've got a timeout taken by the Bendigo Braves here, and we'll have 2 shots coming up for Zatina and Crusoe when we come back in out of the timeout. So Brenton, what are we looking at here on the stat sheet?
I think looking at this, Levy and Tobin are the 2 for Bendigo that are definitely scoring the ball and putting some pressure on the defensive end. So it'll be interesting to see what they can change. They seem to be jamming and going under ball screens when Levy's coming off to take away the role of Richards. So it'll be interesting to see if they can go to something different or even load up a bit more to the ball or even switch, because I know at this level these players are definitely good enough at the end of the shot clock to switch and then guard someone for a couple of seconds and see if they have to force a shot up. So other than that, I think Zatina's been great, but like we said, see her getting on the rim a bit more like before. She's like, that's what we want to see. That she's a handful when she's going 1 or 2 baskets to the dribbles to the rim. Sarah's been great. I think that break might have helped her there in the timeout. She seems to be getting a bit tired, but that's what happens when you're a superstar in this level. Like, you've just got to be able to play a whole game sometimes because your team needs you to.
I think she's been doing a good job on the defensive end of the floor as well, especially coming out and playing on guards. Interestingly enough, as we spoke before the call, whether I speculated where maybe Sarah would like to match up against her childhood friend Tessa Levy, but she's taking the opportunity to jump out on Kelly Wilson on occasion. Done a really good job of containing the guards out on the perimeter. Just need a little bit more lift on these free throws here. Just left that one short.
I love it when she shoots her free throws and she palms the ball. It's like, that's just amazing how she can do that, just palm it.
That's much better.
She is a great free throw shooter.
We've got 2 possession lead here for the Supercats, 35-29. We've got Kelly Wilson coming back down the floor. She's trying to set a little rub screen there from Rebecca Tobin as she drops down the block here.
We've gone back to this zone here.
Immediately, it looks like it's tough for the Braves to get in offense. Here we go.
We've got the 2-on-1 break here. Great decision by Jazz Shelley. Great job.
Tough shot.
Taking it back to under 12 basketball there. Driving lane, passing lane by Jazz Shelley. It's great to see that it's still alive.
Yep, and the threat of blitzers immediately meant the defense went straight to her, and Jazz was just...
That's amazing. Jazz Shelley's come out here and really stepped up on the defensive end there. She's got 2 deflections, and so is Sarah at the top of that zone, making it really hard to reverse the basketball. Yeah, just Shelley just been remaining calm, confident in her ability to make a shot. This is what I like to see. This is what I was calling for before. Oh, a lot of contact there. Ooh. Tough drive. Unfortunate to miss that one, and Gabe coming up with a really tough contested rebound. And slight elbow right there, but
that's right. She's not willing to take any nonsense from any of the players wanting to try and strip that rebound away.
Great job by Isabel and Canasano not getting screen there. Ball up. Great job, Zatina. Bad luck.
Once again, just inside that charge circle for Gabe Richards is a handful, and she just can finish in a myriad of ways. Layups, little jump shots, and nice. Great head fake.
That's something we saw just then. Jazz was calling out for that middle ball screen in transition because they're putting a lot of pressure on it. I think that might be a great way to create an advantage really early in the shot clock, in that pace of your shot clock. So interesting to see if they go to that again. Probably the first open 3 they've had against this zone, so we'll see if they found a little gap in there maybe where they can get some open shots for their guards.
Absolutely, and another dime for Wilson and another shot made for Tessa Levy. So she's having a fan.
Already, Kelly Wilson.
And Tessa Levy's leading the Braves with 11. Tina and Crusoe leading all scorers with 14 as Geelong turn the ball over there. Once again, the long arms of Rebecca Tobin just getting in there and disrupting the Supercats offense. Oh, nice find. Great job, great finish through some tough defense. Once again, Kelly Wilson just creating buckets for her teammates here.
I really like this set here for Sarah. She gets an open look and rhythm, the kind of shot she likes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good job by Ebony Rolfe there. I feel like the Supercats are defensively right now giving up a little bit too much penetration.
Yep.
And being a bit too scared of getting beat. So I think if they can get some low...
Got to shoot that one. Bad luck. Wide open jump shot. Ebony Rolfe's jump shooting's really improved over the time. especially that I've been around the Geelong Supercats.
That's a good timeout by Coach Herbert there.
Supreme confidence from Kelly Wilson there. She's having a tremendous afternoon at the moment. That was her 6th and 7th points of the night to go along with those 8 assists. She found Rebecca Tobin on that possession down the floor, the last possession down the floor by the Braves there. So as we've got timeout here by the Geelong Supercats, what do we expect to see from Coach coming out here?
It'll be interesting to see what's happening. I think for everyone that has been around basketball a long time, 2 quality teams playing each other, they're all going to have runs. So Bendigo have just gone on a run, and Coach Herbert's done a good job calling a timeout to try and negate that and come up with some adjustments. So in the end, this is what happens. It's like in the first quarter when Coach Mooney called a timeout to stop the run of the Supercats. You've got to have to deal with these runs, and usually experience comes out here, which you saw with Wilson and Richards then. They've just come out and gone, well, you know what, we're going to stick to our guns, stick to our game plan, and hopefully it works. So just shows that it's no frills basketball out there. They're just getting the job done. So be interested to see what the Supercats do now. But Alex Ducker's come back in the game, which I think is a great move. She did a great job at the start on Kelly Wilson.
I've been extremely I'm impressed with the way Kelly Wilson's plays. Just their moxie, just the ability to come in and just come up, dribble up and hit that Westbrook pull-up mid-range. That's what I like to call it, the Westbrook. But I'm sure there's many guys that have done it before. But
there we go. That's unlucky there. That's a good open look for Izza. She's made one to see if she can make another one there.
Absolutely, and once again, Ezzy just really working hard on the offensive glass and forcing that to be knocked out of bounds by the Bendigo Braves as Geelong inbound on the baseline. 14 seconds on the shot, 2:21 to go in this second quarter here at the Geelong Arena.
Nice quick on ball here. That's a big shot there by Jazz Shelley. In her rhythm, she's really good at that. She's got a quick release. She's confident. When she's got her feet set, she doesn't miss very often.
She's just good at basketball. Sometimes it's just that simple, Brenton.
Yes, it is. They're still jamming and going under on Levy. This is an interesting thing, but it worked that time. So
again, Tessa Levy's still playing with supreme confidence, and she just took that shot as if it was a layup.
That's
great
what I like
drive.
to see. I think that's definitely the mismatch they have. Every time they've caught it there, it's kind of been, I'm going to wait. Then you saw Ezzy grab that and rip it in rhythm and not wait. So I think that's a great move by Ezzy and something they can keep going to the well for, and hopefully they can get Gabe into foul trouble, because without her on. As
she goes, as Gabe Richards goes to the bench for Andrea Wilson there, I think that play, that move, and demonstrates the reason why Ezzy Magbagor has been selected to play in the WNBA. That just shows the athleticism, the ability, and the skill that she has, unfortunately. And that's the part of the game we're talking about, just that shooting and that touch from outside of the keyway. But as Bendigo come with it, and once again in the experienced hands of Kelly Wilson as she looks to set up her team's offense, playing out of horns here.
Looking at the stats, it's really interesting. Like, Kelly has 8 assists.
We're doing a great job. Kelly Wilson's just lost her shoe there.
Tough shot. Good job, Ducky.
And Kelly has her own shoe in hand and fouled Alex Duck with it, I believe.
Just going back to before, I think the Supercats have 12 assists to Bendigo's 10, which is really interesting because it shows just how much they rely on Kelly to really run their offense. So I think if they can keep disrupting her, that's definitely the way to stop them from scoring offensively.
That was a super interesting sequence of events there where Kelly Wilson was forced to whack Alex Duck on the arm with her shoe and send it to the free throw line so she could return that shoe to her foot.
Yeah, she pulled the go-go gadget hand there, didn't she? She added a bit of
something that maybe one of the Golden State Warriors might do in the finals. I feel like I've seen Andre Iguodala with a shoe in his hand before, but I'm not, can't be too certain on that. Made the first, missed the second as we come down the other way. Braves getting back into it.
This is a better job here by Shelley. Shelley did a really good job getting across on the split line there, which is something the Supercats haven't had a lot of this.
Sarah Blitz has had to deal with a lot of contact there from Rebecca Tobin, and a supremely confident shot there from Jazz Shelley as she knocks that transition 3 in. Sarah did a great job to retain the possession there of the rebound, kick it up the floor and get Jazz Shelley in rhythm, and she's just such a great shooter. Nice drive by Kelly Wilson. Way to reject the screen. Use that head fake just to freeze up that defense and just make her uncertain whether she's going to hit the roll or take it all the way herself. I like to see there's got a mismatch here. Like to see that. that physicality from Sarah Blitzavs, we were talking about earlier, it's just come to hurt her there. She's looked to create that space for Jazz Shelley off the pick, just probably stayed with that ball screen just a little bit too long there.
So Sarah's getting her first game for the first break for the game. Interesting bringing Zatina back in when she's got 2 fouls already, so hopefully she doesn't pick up her third here.
No, basically got 1 shot to go here. Bendigo would probably look to use as much of this shot clock as possible as they are trailing by 8 points here, 48-40. It's now a 3-possession game, which bodes well for the Supercats as we approach halftime. Not getting much out of this ball screen here. Good job by
that was a great
good job by
everyone
Kuso.
on the defensive end. That was a great
And
possession.
finished it off as well. And as we go into halftime here at the Geelong Arena, we've got the Geelong Supercats leading the Bendigo Brace 48-40. And we'll be back with you in about 10 minutes or so as Brent and I are going to take a break from the call.
stats.
All right, here we go. Back with you here at the Geelong Arena. Daniel Cooper on the call alongside NBL1 men's assistant coach Brenton O'Brien as we return during this halftime break between the Bendigo Braves and the Geelong Supercats. Supercats up 48-40. Brenton.
Yeah, I just want to make a quick shout out. I got my under-12 boys team right behind me here, and it's great to see them here watching the women play and just showing their support for basketball. So thanks for coming, boys.
Absolutely. No, it's great. We've had extremely gracious turnout from our junior teams here in support of Director of Coaching David Herbert, who's also obviously coaching the girls, the women here today. Brenton, just while we've got a moment here, you were with the Supercats men throughout their campaign this season, and their season ended last weekend at the hands of the Nunawading Spectres. Tell us about that game and how you thought the boys went.
I think probably the first time this season where we had really good preparation. So we've usually been a bit up and down getting guys to practice because we're one of the only teams that has pretty much nearly the whole team that have to have a full-time job during the day, and then this is what they do because they love it. So we went to the drawing board and come up with some schemes that were different to what we usually do, and we saw them work really well. And in the end, it was the experience and class of certain guys for that team at Nunawading that kind of just got us. So
yep.
I thought on-ball screens, they got guys such as Shane McDonald and Simon Conn, who have been around the league a long time and been just standouts.
League MVP.
League. Yeah, so Shane, like last night, Shane hit a massive three to put them up against Ballarat. And kind of got them over the line. So for us to be so close to them shows that over the season we improved so much. So for the first game we played, I think it was 30 points we lost by to Nunawading, and then they had Lucas Walker to that group, and we had AJ back because that hurt us, and not having him. We did an amazing effort to get so close, and it was just it wasn't the way we wanted to end our season.
No, absolutely not.
But it was great to see the boys really put nearly a whole game together, and we just got outclassed in the end. So.
Yeah. Speaking of the improvement of the team, like one player I want to sort of highlight is Lewis Thomas. I thought as the season went on, he just grew so much, especially as a post scorer and as a defender. And in that game last weekend, 16 points, 5 rebounds, and was supported obviously with Marlowe, also had 16 and 9. And DeMarcus worked really hard by. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to see the game in person, and you could probably speak more to that. But seeing that he had 14 points and 11 rebounds as well from the guard spot, and what I thought that I saw from the men this season is, as the season went on, I thought Coach O'Neill did a really good job getting production out of his bench players, the likes of Lewis Varley, Michael Rabula, and even the latecomer Mark Goodwin. Especially as we went later in the season, those guys gave really good production, really good minutes, and able to allow the starting 5 players to, really perform at their best. For maybe they didn't have to play 35, 36 to 37 minutes, but maybe they could play a really good 31, 32 or 30 minutes. And that was really impressive for me. I know DeMarcus Gatlin. He's really, really passionate about his basketball. He's really passionate about the team here at the Geelong Supercats and the community in the region of Geelong. So he felt really, he took that really to heart last week. And but I think that you couldn't have asked for much more, as you said before.
No, I think for us to have gone to where we got to, and like in the end, we were a bit up and down all year. We just didn't really know our identity at times. Like the defensive end is what we focused on, but like just to be able to put ourselves in a position to be in a chance to be going against Ballarat the week after, considering things didn't go our way all the time. But definitely the bench was the biggest improver. Like Louis Varley proved that he could play the point guard at that level and be very serviceable. And I think if we can keep him around, he's going to be in 2-3 years' time, he could be like a Shane McDonald for us, someone that sticks around for a long time. And hopefully, if he gets to that level, we're in a really good place. And same with Cohen Blythe. I like Cohen's very young. He's very young, but he's got all the tools you need to be a good basketballer. So it's just going to be being able to put the work in and see if he can really get some continuity into his development.
No, I really like the way Cohen plays the game of basketball. As one player that I probably was remiss to mention, I've always liked him as in his junior days at a youth league level, just his disruption, his activity, and his effort level on defense, and just his length from the guard spot. So as we're coming out to the last minute remaining in halftime, the team's about to come back to the floor. Let's just have a quick look down. We've got Zatino Crusoe still leading all scorers here for the Geelong Supercats with 14. Scoring leaders are actually interesting, very, very similar. We've got Rebecca Tobin leading the Braves, and then we've got the second leading scorers as Jazz Shelley for the Supercats and Tessa Lavey, so a couple of national guards, and then the veteran guards Alex Duck and Kelly Wilson are almost even on scoring, which the game is very even statistically. The only standout probably is Kelly Wilson has 8 assists, and she's generating most of the assists, the offense and the playmaking for her squad, whereas the Supercats is a little bit more balanced and more players are able to find their teammates and generate offense.
Yeah, I think for me, looking at these team stats, the only real difference in the game is the three-point percentage. Like, Supercats has got some separation from shooting the ball from outside well, and I know I've said something about them not settling for that a bit more, but when they've taken really great shots like that, it's been really good for them. So hopefully they can stick to that, and hopefully the adjustments coming.
All right, here we go. Alex Duck defeats Tina Crusoe in the high post as Jazz. Tough layup there, but again, Ezzy working super hard on the offensive glass, and the tap back out keeps this possession alive for the Geelong Supercats. That's a wide open three. Unlucky for Zatina Crusoe there. Once again, we spoke about that earlier in the first half about how the Bendigo Braves, they will probably live with that, although it was extremely open. Interesting to see Coach Herbert has made the adjustment here. Both coaches actually made an adjustment, so we've got Jazz Shelley coming out with the starters to start the second half.
Yeah, she's definitely come out firing and shooting the ball well, so I would have had her in there as well. So great change to the lineup there.
I'm just scanning my eyes across the floor because I see Andrew Wilson out on the floor. There's Zatina Crusoe knocking down that triple. Puts the Geelong.
It's great to see the bench getting wild now.
Just putting the Geelong Supercats out by double digits now, 51 to 40, as the scorers just add that final of the 3 points there. So out on the floor for the Bendigo Braves, we have Tessa Lavey, both Wilsons, along with Gabe Richards and Rebecca Tobin.
That's a great defensive possession there by everyone, just staying down in a stance, walling up and making them have to make a decision. So great job by the Supercats. Heat check, no. Oh,
great penetration by Alex Duck.
That was a great screen by Zatina there. Made the girl actually have to go over the screen. Great job by her.
Once again, we like to see Alex Duck come out early in the quarter and look for her own offense. She's unselfish by nature.
She hasn't missed a shot yet.
Oh, great find. Interesting reversal there. We got penetration from the big Rebecca Tobin, just dropping it off to the guard, Andrew Wilson, with a really nice little push shot finish there in the lane. Once again, creation from Jazz Shelley, taking
split kick extra there.
Taking the bump on the baseline and squeezing that pass between the help defender that came along, and as Brenton said, yep, kick out to the drift and then to Diag, pardon me, and an extra pass to the corner. So we've got Gabe Richards stepping out, making a long two.
Yeah, foot was right on the line. We got a bit lucky there.
Yeah.
That's what I like to see, kick ahead to try and get a post catch. So now you're getting Tobin having to foul because in the end, Ezzy's a handful on that block in transition when it's one-on-one, like everyone really is. If you can get one-on-one that close to the basket in transition, it's really hard to guard. So great job by the Supercats there.
Baseline Supercats.
Just looking to get the team organised in their baseline out-of-bounds set here.
Got some great music playing here by Mark Brunger.
Mark Brunger, one of our stalwarts at the club, does a great job. Volunteers his time generously.
Oh.
Once again, the Geelong Supercats are just shooting the three ball with confidence and taking the opportunities they have. And as we said earlier, probably not the first thing you think of when you think of the Supercats women's team, especially with their premier front court talent.
That's great
good contest there by Ezzy, and she's just got that confidence and that ability.
This is what I really like to see here, where they're on the break, because they're so hard, they're so skilled, Zatina and Ezzy. If they can put the ball on the floor and really bust out, they're really hard to guard. There's no one in this league that can stop them.
Yeah, Ezzy Magbiger's ability to grab the rebound, grab and go and put the ball on the floor, just that skill level from that size and that athleticism. And then obviously her front court mate, Tina Crusoe, just being able to run the floor also, make that good decision in that 2-on-1. As we see Kelly Wilson once again, confident to shoot the three, and we're in transition once again. Good kick out, head up to blitz abs.
Oh, that's all right, that was a good decision to pull it out, not play in a hurry.
Nice rip there from Shelley.
Oh, great extra pass. See, that shot, I like this one better. I know it didn't go down, but that shot, they got some penetration. They didn't force it up in the first 8 seconds of the shot clock.
Oh, Tessa Lavey. I had that feeling that was going to drop down. She's just been playing outstanding basketball today and really almost shouldering the scoring load for the Braves.
Superguts have definitely picked the tempo up here.
A long two-point jumper off the assist from Shelley to Zatina Acuso there. She's probably not been living at the rim as much as you might expect for her today, but her jump shot, and as we just spoke to it before, she just looked confident to take that one in the mid-range, and her three-pointers, again, Andrea Wilson sneaking in there and getting a big to small pass and getting herself to the free throw line also.
I think Andrea Wilson's one of those players, you watch her play and you're like, what does she really offer? But she's one of the best cutters I've ever seen. Like, she moves off the ball really well, makes good decisions, knows her role, so that's why she's still playing at this level.
Kind of reminds me of the way we used to speak about a younger Michael Rebueller. Yes, when people would say, well, what does he really do on the floor? And then all of a sudden you look up and he's got 15.6 rebounds and 3 assists on like 60% shooting, because all he's done is run the floor, sneak in, get cuts, make short jump shots and layups. And those players, they aren't premier, and they don't jump off the stat sheet. But everyone fills a role, and especially one like that where you can create some little easy buckets for your team. And as we see, she's keeping her team in it here as they look to close that margin back to now within 10 points again, or 10-point margin. As the Supercats were looking dangerous there, a couple possessions down in transition.
So they're into a matchup zone here, Bendigo.
Izzy Magbagor has attempted that sort of big-to-big pass a couple times, and she just needs to fire it with a little bit more zing, I think.
That's a really hard pass to make where the ball comes back. I know.
Fair enough.
Teaching little kids that, it's more, how can you get the ball reversed to the other side of the split line to try and create a long closeout? So it'll be interesting to see if they can focus in on that instead of always trying to go back.
Kelly Wilson disrupting again. Ooh, that's probably a fair call there. Oh, Kelly looks shaken up on the play. She stayed down on the floor for a moment here. I expect her to get up and demonstrate that toughness that she possesses and continue to play extremely hard. She probably just had the wind taken out of her, just landing right on her stomach there. She seems to be holding her right elbow, actually.
It could be a bit of an issue there, because I know some of the scouts on Kelly is that she likes to go right a lot, but I'm telling you right now, it doesn't matter how much you know that, she can get back to that right hand whenever she likes. Yeah,
it might just be a little stinger. Just copped a little bit of a knock on that funny bone there, but
as we definitely not funny, Dan.
Thank you. She's just looking to inbound the ball here on the baseline and continue to play extremely hard, and we wouldn't expect anything else out of this team. Gabe Richards down the block once again.
Great job by Zatina there, not coming out of her stance.
No, I thought she almost had her on that. It was almost in slow motion, that spin, but Z just got her arm there. Here we go.
So that's a first miss for Ducky today, but that's what I like to see. Zatina put the ball on the floor, try and drive and kick.
Kelly looking to put pressure once again on Alex Duck. Good defense straight up, but
that's the quality of Alex Duck right there. She's strong,
just tough.
Defends well. I know Coach Herbert thinks she's one of the best defenders he's ever coached, and he's coached a lot of quality players in his career.
Yeah, and as we spoke to before the call, just being able to see.
That's a great pass there.
Unlucky. That is the bread and butter for Sarah Blitzers. Unfortunate to see that one go in and out. Where we spoke about the matchup between Kelly Wilson and Alex Duck. Might have been just all lining up for tip-off, and we saw the matchups and who was going to go to one another. It's just been a great example of veteran guards in this league that play really hard, they play tough, they play defense, and they don't take a step backwards.
It's definitely hard for people to understand here, but like what Sarah just did then was amazing, putting a lot of ball pressure on them, make sure the cross screen didn't work.
I've been in admiration of the defense from both teams today. I don't think that any team's found it particularly easy to get their offensive structure or sets working. It's been a lot of this one-on-one individual offensive creation there, and as we see Rebecca Tobin find her way to get to the free throw line there.
Used her body well then.
I beg your pardon, sorry?
She used her body well then.
Yeah, I'm not, as we spoke to in the first half about whether the offense or defense is actually contributing to the contact on the play, but you know, if you work really hard and you don't shy away from the contact, then more times than not, it's going to go in your way. As we like to see, points scored, and we like to see players go to the free throw line if they're if they're not getting an advantage from making their move to the basket. So
that was a perfect example there, though. Like, Ezzy's got length. She's a great shot blocker, and one of the ways to take that length away is to get into their body and take their length away.
Yep.
So for all the young listeners out there, like, if you're scared of getting blocked, you going away from someone who's going to block you actually makes them longer and gives them more of a chance to block it. So if you can get in the lane, play off 2 feet, and then get into their body, that's a great way to either create a foul or take their length away. So that was a great example there by Becca Tobin.
I think there was just another thing that we can take away from that, just that you mentioned in there, is just the ability to play off of 2 feet. And especially once you get in the lane there, it gives you an ability to, you know, you don't necessarily have to shoot the basketball. You might be able to reverse pivot out and find a shooter, or, you know, get a fake and get the defender in the air and be able to step through and create that space for the finish for yourself. But as you see, the team's checking back on the floor. Is that Turner that's returning to the floor in those fiery pink KD11s? Yep.
It's going to be interesting to see what adjustments Coach Moody's made here. I feel like they've just been sticking in the same stuff here for a little bit.
Yep.
I know that they've probably made an adjustment here. She's a very good coach and knows her stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what they try and do to combat what the Supercats are doing. They're kind of getting their own way and getting to what they want every time down the floor. She's missed a few free throws now, which has hurt a little bit, but it's great to see her. She's still being aggressive. Yeah,
left that first one very short, and almost, you don't want to say that she's tired, but just a little bit of a show of fatigue there.
Spacing's a bit out of whack here.
Yeah.
Great job by Ezzy, though, to just turn around. Bad luck.
Yeah, Coach Herbert wouldn't have been happy with his receivers on that possession, I dare say. We had too many receivers in the same spot.
And we're going to a ball side.
Isabella's doing such a great job on on-ball defense there, and just great closeout. Spectacular effort there from Blitzavs. It's great to see her teammates really pump her up and get her in there. The energy from the Supercats women now is very, very good. It's very high energy there. That was going to take it from the baseline here.
Be interesting to see whether Coach Herbert gets a few more rotations here to make sure in the 4th quarter that Bendigo don't make a run at them. I know Bendigo have kept their same lineup on, though.
Yep. Yeah, I wouldn't mind a return here, as we see a nice pull-up jump shot there. Once again, Kelly just showing her class. Yep. It's going to give her a double-double. Yet 11 points, 10 rebounds now as we are approaching the 4th term here. 57-50. Geelong Supercats and Isabella Brown-Cutters are working super hard there just to keep the possession. Well,
they've got O'Toole coming in for Bendigo now, which is an interesting move. She's a very good junior. I remember watching her last year at Country Championship.
Fantastic move there, Ezzy taking the contact, fading away with patience and just kissing that one softly off the glass for 2 and 1. As the substitutions coming for the Bendigo Braves here.
It's O'Toole and Wilson coming in. O'Toole did a really good job against our under-18 girls at Country Championships last year playing for Bendigo. She's a quality junior and she's a really good guard, so hopefully she can get out here and show what she's got.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing it as he finishes off the M1 and puts us back in front by 10 points. I wouldn't mind seeing another quick run from Charlie Browncat in these last sort of 3 minutes of this quarter, either to give her assist or to give Alex Duck a spell. That's a great shot.
That's a great change up there.
Tessa's just been shooting the ball so spectacularly today. She's just every time she shoots it, it's with confidence, and you think it's going to go down.
Yeah, they seem to have found a gap there in the 1-2-2 zone they've been playing. That's what we like to see right there.
Great finish there by Ezzy Magbagor.
Ezzy keeps doing that, catching and ripping or throwing the ball down. I think she's just going to be too good for this Bendigo lineup.
She's now in double digits with 11 points. We see sort of almost a 3-2 matchup.
It's still that 1-2-2. It's just a different change-up. They've got the kick out for O'Toole.
Good contest there by Akuso. Really challenged that shot in the air. Got that arm up.
Great pass. That's a great
nice
pass
finish by Isabella Brown-Cutters. Once again, we see the ability of Ezzy Magbagor to just grab and go, to lead the break from the center position, just get the rebound, and then there's no delay. I see what you mean, Brenton, there. That time it was a little bit more obvious. And again, Andrea Wilson just cleaning up for her sister Kelly. There was on the little runner there on that leaning jump shot. Here we see as Coach Herbert's going to make a substitution. It's Ebony Rolfe actually coming in the game. I thought he might bring one of the guards in, but
interesting ploy going to the zone by Bendigo. I think the Supercats have found their rhythm a little bit now offensively, and they've tried to make a change up. But this timeout's a really good timeout made. Is it a timeout? Yes, it is a timeout. That's a massive shot there by Sarah.
Yeah,
Blitzard
absolutely. And for it to be a three-point jump shot as well, just making sure she's outside the line and getting real value from that possession, just getting that extra point.
It's interesting to see Bendigo. They lost Bianca Duffelmeyer in the first, I think it was the last game of the season. She did her Achilles, I think, which is unfortunate. She had a really good season. But Bendigo seems to be trying to find that player to replace her right now, which is, it's not working at the moment, but I know they're too good a team to just sit down and lay back and let the Supercats take away with this game. So I know someone's going to step up here, and I think if I was going to put my money on it, it's going to be Kelly Wilson coming out here and then Tessa Lavey really putting the Jets on. We like to see them play with a bit more pace in the game, especially against the zone, because they're running back to positions, not to players. So if they can put some heat on the rim real early, I'm sure they'll be able to find some kind of good shot on the offensive end.
Yeah, I can definitely hear what you're saying. As we've seen, some open mid and slash close range shots there. One from Tessa Lavey that she made, and then the one from Kelly. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to get it to go down, but Andrew Wilson cleaned it up for her. So Ebony's replaced Izzy Magbegor in the lineup. So Coach Herbert's looking to get her just a little bit of an extra break before the fourth quarter begins.
That's a great move there, just to give some. Maybe Ebony can come in here and really make an impact, because she's a really big impact player.
Coach Moody stayed the same and continued to keep O'Toole in the game. She catches the ball in the wing here with Blitzav's guarding.
Great defense.
Supercats doing a good job to keep the ball out on the perimeter, just swinging it between the wing and the point of the floor, and really not allowing them to get too deep into the lane. Good cut by Andrew Wilson there. Unfortunately, wasn't able to make that tough hook shot, and cleaned up there by Sarah Blitzaz as Alex Duck brings the ball at the floor and looking to get us into some high elbow horn sets, and that's what you're calling for earlier in the game. Brenton, you were crying out for that in the first half for Zatina not to settle for that elbow jump shot, but to really put some heat and some pressure on the defense there and get all the way to the rim as she lays that one in soft off the glass for two, putting the margin out for the Geelong Supercats now to 15, 69-54 with 1 minute and change to go in the third quarter.
And here we go, told you.
And as you called it, Brenton O'Brien, Kelly Wilson just knocking down at the top of the key three there. She's not going to back down, not going to give up, not going to let this get out of hand for her Bendigo Braves.
I like how the Supercats are getting the ball from side to side a bit more now.
Good physicality. We've used that word a lot to describe Sarah Blitzavs today, and unfortunately for the Bendigo Braves, they just tried to draw that offensive foul just with some feet in the no charge zone. I believe there was a lot of contact that came from Sarah, but I believe she benefited from the no charge zone there as we make substitutions here for the Braves.
I think that Bendigo are really struggling to find someone to replace Tess too right now. Like I think if Tess was playing right now, it'd be a different game, because they'd have to guard someone else. But you've got to play with what you got, and they're still in the game. They've just got to try and keep in touch here and try and probably get it to 10 points when it's three-quarter time.
I wouldn't be feeling super confident if the scores remain the same here, but if the Braves are able to put a couple of possessions together here, they would go into quarter time with a lot of confidence. Unfortunately for Turner, that shot just went in and out, and Zatina Crusoe was able to secure that defensive rebound and really clean up the possession. Bendigo.
Great job by Isa Brancat then getting on the floor.
We've got a hell ball, jump ball.
That's great to see two girls, her and Turner, getting on the floor, trying to get after it. Shows how much this game means to them. Absolutely.
So possession going back to Bendigo, and ideal for them, and especially if they'd made that last jump shot, this is what you'd be we'll be thinking about. We need the do we need the floor wipers out here? No. The official seems pretty happy with it. So
still waiting to see if Bendigo will pick up the pace here.
Yep. Yeah. It has looked pretty deliberate in the way they've been trying to run there to get shots on the board. And as we see, Tessa look to go one-on-one here, but again, her class shows through the way she was able to create space on that pull-up and just calmly knock down that jump shot. And I think that's what we spoke about. Bendigo has just been relying on one-on-one creation and individual offense.
That's a massive shot there by Sarah.
That was heavily contested, but again, the class of these Australian national players is showing. Nice move. Great finish. Way to avoid the defense with that left hand. And that's exactly what the Braves need. And I know they're going into the fourth quarter down 12, but they would be feeling like they can do this. In the game of basketball now, 12 points is 4 shots. Especially someone like Kelly or Kelly Wilson or Tessa Lavey gets going. As we check the score.
The difference in the game is still the three-point shot from the Supercats. They've made 8 of 22 here compared to 3 of 13 by the Bendigo Braves. And in the end, sometimes hitting them 3 balls, they've had the similar amount of shots, same from the 2-point line, not far off on percentages there. So it'll be interesting to see if maybe the Bendigo Braves, Bendigo try and actually take the 3-point shot away here in that last quarter. So, and maybe pick the pace up. That's something that I'll probably focus on here and try and take Ezzy and Zatina out of the game, make them actually have to guard on the perimeter, because I know in the end they're great at coming off the bounce there, but Beck Tobin's just as good as coming off the bounce, and maybe they can get her on some rip drives trying to get to the rim and maybe get them into foul trouble, get to the foul line, and then go from there.
Absolutely, and as we just give you a stats update on behalf of Bunnings Warehouse, who are generously supporting the NBL1 final series here. So we've got Zatina Crusoe leading all scorers with 21, and Tessa Lavey has now stepped into the scoring lead for the Bendigo Braves with 17. And I'll just take this opportunity to remind all of you that are listening and watching out there that you, for the Championship Grand Final Series next week, for the NBL1, you can go to www.ticketek.com.au and search NBL1 to purchase your tickets for the finals. As we'll see.
I just want to give a quick shout out too to the Youth League men from the Geelong Supercats that played in the Grand Final last night, and just saw AJ Williams nearly get another $5 fine there. Just for them to, it was a great effort for them to make that Grand Final series, and unfortunately they lost, but well done by the whole group, especially I've had a lot to do with them boys, and I'm super proud of them and the coaching staff and everyone involved.
Oh, well, I was going to say, if you didn't want to give mention to yourself, I will, because I know that a lot of the players on that team have been in the program now for the 3 years since I've been around Geelong Supercats, and when I was with you as the coach, and to see guys like Max Cos and Josiah King really show their development skill and class, and Wang Knight also, who led the way for Geelong last night. So all those boys have been around the program for a long time, and as you're extremely modest in letting us all know that you've had to do with those guys. So
I've got a soft spot for all them boys, and I'm glad they're starting to see some fruition of all the work they've put in. So well done to them.
I'll be looking for our youth program to be in hopefully the Championship division next season, but we'll remain to be seen what Big V do with that, as Zatina goes to the middle with the righty hook that just went in and out as we started the 4th quarter here.
Here we go. They're actually starting to pick the pace up, I think, here, which is great to see.
Ducky's just down behind the play here, forcing our bigs to shoulder the ball handling responsibilities. But yeah, as we start the 4th term here, and with no score to this point, we're still at the 73-61 in favour of the Supercats, 12-point margin. Spacing, as you said, and it's a little bit mucked on this possession, but mismatch, and nice strip. Great hands there by Kelly Wilson, just taking the
3-on-1 break here.
Ooh.
Great job, Isabel Padasano there.
And there's the defensive acumen and talent and wherewithal from the Brandcats. Just establish initial legal guarding position, take it right down the middle in the centre of the chest from Kelly Wilson there, as she's looking to take the charge, take the lead here, and spark her team into cutting into this deficit here.
Well, that just goes back to making the offense have to make a decision. Like Kelly made a decision, and Isa just decided to make her decision and back herself. So great job by Isa there. Got a bit more pace in the game here, the Supercats too, which is great to see. Here we go, we've got a post catch.
Being very
unlucky there, great deflection.
Yeah, good hands by Rebecca Tobin there. And like you said, the Braves are looking to push the pace. Tessa got the ball up the floor quickly, and now into the hands of her backcourt mate, Kelly Wilson.
It's great to see the Supercats. I think they've spoken about how they're going to guard Kelly when she gets in the lane, and they seem to be just going, we're going to live with any contested shot that she puts up in around that keyway area, which is great to see, not bail her out. Also, great hands there.
Yeah, good hands from Ebony Rolfe. I was just about to say, interesting to see the lineup that's out on the floor for the Supercats right now. I don't know if we've seen these 5 players together.
I like this move here by Bendigo, bringing Gabe back in for Wilson. Just a bit more scoring on the floor, a bit more size. They can play with a bit more pace and space. Oh, that's a tough shot there by Lady.
Good contest.
Great rebound.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really want to see Tobin take over the game here. I think she needs to be the one who actually goes at the bigs of Geelong, and she's the
You're right with the pace of this game. as we see Geelong try to push the tempo and create a layup in transition, but just a little bit too much mustard on that one from Sarah, as Sarah Blitzer, as Alex Duck wasn't able to reel in that pass. And we see young Joe Shelley looking to check back into the game, which I like that. I like the way she played earlier on. I liked her composure and her confidence in her ability to score the ball. Oh, Ebony Rolfe coming across once again on the help defense, getting deflection, getting hands on the ball. She's playing spectacularly defensively here. Again, contesting Gabe Richards. But these Braves are working so hard on the offensive glass, and like you said, it's that adjustment to send Gabe Richards in and just really disrupt our bigs, especially now that we're a little bit smaller with Kuso off the floor.
I just love seeing Lavey get up the floor there. I think that's another thing that Bendigo could do, probably be a bit more disruptive up the floor. And
that would have been huge there if that had gone down, because we're back within 10 with 7.5 to go. It's not only the Braves now competing against the Supercats, so the scoreboard is going to be their enemy as time continues to tick down, and as long as there's more points in the margin than minutes in the game. But there we go, we cut it to 8 with 7.5 to go, and we've got timeout taken by Coach Herbert and the Geelong Supercats as we've got back within single digits for the first time for a long time, I believe.
Yeah, I think bringing Gabe back in has made a difference, because now there's someone else you've got to keep off the offensive glass, and Turner obviously is a really good shooter who's probably people don't know about as much because she's only played a couple minutes in the last couple games with Tess Madgen playing, but it's great to see her getting on the floor and making some shots for Bendigo. But I think in the end, that's what the Supercats want. Instead of giving her that open free ball in rhythm, take that rhythm shot away and make her put on the floor, which usually takes a lot of percentage points off whoever's shooting the ball. So done a good job with Wilson here, but it'll be interesting to see what happens here, because I think the pace of the game is stepped up again. And
yeah, you can definitely sense the urgency from both of these teams, and they really want to be there at the State Basketball Centre next week to play off for the inaugural NBL1 Championship. A reminder, you can just housekeeping matters here, just tickets at tickettech.com.au, search for NBL1. Sorry, Brenton.
Oh, you can see a difference now. The Supercats were really in the lead there with the offensive rebounds, but now Bendigo are 11 to the Supercats 7, which is obviously something they've made an adjustment to. So great job by the Braves, and we'll see what the Supercats will do to try and counter this.
So we've gone smaller here. So Ebony Rolfe's checked out and has been replaced by Alex Duck. I don't think Alex was on the floor before, as Tessa Lavey strips young Jazz Shelley, and again looking to push it in trans.
This is what I wanted to see Tobin do a bit more of. Unlucky there.
Good intent. The idea was right, and then just probably execution somewhat lacking. With Gabe Richards checking, I expected Coach Herbert to go back to his premier front court, but he's stuck to what he's trying to do, and we've gone 3-guard front here, and looking to maybe exploit Gabe's
I think they're trying to
lack
get Gabe
of
out
quickness.
Of the game.
Yes.
She's got 4 fouls, so
yep.
That's a perfect example there.
So yeah, we're trying to exploit her foul trouble and her lack of quickness with speed, and obviously we've got some might say our speed centre in with Ezzy Magbagor rather than our real power centre as Tina Kuso.
Like the split here of the double. That was, you could see
nice
that from a mile away there. She was going to split
and
there. They need to do a better job.
You said to keep an eye out for Turner, and she just made a really, that's a much tougher shot than it looks. Just that one-footing running jump shot there, but did a great job to bank that in off glass. Braves keeping this game in a really good position, as we spoke about the minutes versus points. The 8-point game with 6:22 to go, as Kelly Wilson brings the ball at the floor, gets to the wing there, trying to get more of the guard spot. Sorry, Tessa looking to create.
Great kick-out pass there for Turner.
Oh, you called it. 3-point jump shot from Turner off the creation from Tess Lavey, and Kelly Wilson involved in the initial setup of the action. So just really the big guns from the Bendigo Braves firing. And I have to hand it to you, Brenton. You did speak to Turner before the game, and you said we spoke just in the break there about
great finish there.
As Ezzy Magbagor shows that touch off glass with that short bank jump shot. But the Braves looking for someone to create spacing and offense in lieu of having Tess Madgen on the floor, and Turner's really providing it here in the 4th term as Gabe Richards steps into that foul line jump shot. Great ability to block out and get a body on the rebounds there with Isabella Brown-Catazzano once again drawing a foul, just demonstrating just the way how tough she is and the way she goes about playing the game of basketball, especially as she is working back this season from an Achilles injury sustained last season, one of the most devastating and impactful injuries from a basketballer to return from. So she's just continued to show her ability and her class as the season's gone on and on.
Yeah, you can definitely see a difference in the game now. The Bendigo Braves are starting to pull away with how many shots they're now in front with how many shots they've taken. So it's been a great adjustment by them.
Yeah, back within 77-70 with 5:24 to go in the fourth quarter as Jazz Shelley pulls up from the mid. Her shots do not hit the rim as she just swishes that one. Once again, as the Braves just allowed just a moment of daylight there, and she made the right decision. Just a very heady, high IQ basketball player. Defensively tries very hard too, as Rebecca Tobin looks to show her ability going to the rim.
Definitely her and Turner are the two that can really hurt the Supercats here. Like Wilson and that, everyone's watching, but they're going to be the ones who are going to be able to come up with some buckets because they have to stop the others. They're the ones who have to have a shot.
Akuso on the drive. A lot of contact there, but again, she didn't really quite work her way into the body of Rebecca Tobin, as you were speaking to earlier, and almost went away from the hoop and allowed Rebecca to swap that away. Yep.
I'm really liking what Bendigo
Straight up
here.
D. Tough from Tessa, but Rebecca Tobin keeps the possession alive. Now with Turner on the wing. Kicks out to Tessa Levy once again. Gets a step on Jazz Shelley. Isn't able to finish, and here we go. The Supercats looking to push the ball in transition and really put pace on the game. Sarah using that experience, that headiness, to just really want to work as much clock as possible with the advantage in our favour. 79-72, 7-point game with 4:11 to go in the fourth. Alex Stark again looking to pull up mid. Unfortunately rolls off the rim. Rebecca Tobin cleans that up.
I wonder if Bendigo, last time we went up there and we played against them, I remember watching the girls, and the girls were up in pretty comfortable, and then they went to a full court press that really took the rhythm out of the Supercats. So it'll be interesting to see if they go back to that, to see if they can get a win here. That's great defense.
Oh, nice. Good finish by Gabe Richards. She had a look at that one earlier. It was probably more open and she wasn't able to hit it, but she just backs herself and just calmly steps into that one at the foul line, almost the same spot, and hits it straight through the hoop. Oh, nice move by Sarah on the Euro step. Going back to the middle of the floor. That's a spectacular class from the Opal there, Sarah Blitzavs. As we've got timeout called by Coach Moody. The Bendigo Braves with 3:32 to go in the fourth, and I need to calm down a little bit. I'm talking far too fast. Brenton.
Yeah, I think that move there by Sarah was just an amazing move. I think I've seen her practice that all season. So once again, for all those listeners out there, the reason these girls are so good at what they do is because they practice and they pay attention to the details. So Sarah puts a lot of work into that, and that's why she's so good. It just doesn't happen overnight. Be interesting to see if Bendigo will come out in that press now. Like I know last time they played, they nearly got over the line and they were missing a few players. So
I just want to speak to Rebecca Tobin right now, who, as you said, Brenton, for this fourth quarter, Beck Tobin and Turner would probably, we're all watching Kelly Wilson and Tessa Levy, but they would be the two, and she's got 19 points, 15 rebounds at this point. She's doing a great job on the glass this fourth quarter, just keeping possessions alive, much the same way that Ezzy Magbagor was for the Supercats in the first half. And as we see here, Coach Herbert come out with the real cream of the crop for our ladies here. Alex Stark and Jazz Shelley in the backcourt, along with Blitzaz, Akuso and Magbagor in the front court. The Braves are sticking with that lineup with Turner on the floor. She's been able to knock down a couple shots this quarter and provide them with some tertiary scoring, quadrutionary scoring. She's like the fourth scoring option is what I'm trying to say, Brenton O'Brien.
A lady with a tough shot.
Kusa on the boards again. She's been doing a great job there. Only got 6 rebounds. That would have been her 7th, I think. But she just seems to have got them when they really count. Really heavy, contested defensive rebounds, just in order to make sure that if you play good defense, you do finish that possession off.
It's interesting to see how Gabe was guarding Ezzy there. They decided to force her left there.
Yeah, so and I think the Braves might have be able to take exception, but I think the Supercats were lucky to come up with that one on the baseline with 10 seconds to go on the shot clock.
That's a great play there on the baseline.
Yeah, and once again, looking to exploit that foul trouble from Gabe Richards. Kuso just wasn't able to finish. I think she didn't think she had as much time as she did there, and kind of rushed that one just a fraction. As we see Kelly Wilson look to really get heat on the rim there. Wasn't able to get too deep in the lane, but still got 2 feet in the paint. very deliberate action here, and on the arm. Yep.
That's what I like to like. I know. I definitely want to see the Supercats get the win here, but for Bendigo to have any chance of winning, they're going to have to start throwing the ball to their best players and try and get them in positions where they can score. And that was definitely a great adjustment there by Coach Moody to try and get Tobin a good touch close to the rim and try and get these other girls into foul trouble so she can use her advantage a bit more.
Absolutely.
She's going to make these free throws though.
I was just about to say, she left her first one short on a couple of occasions tonight and did the same thing there, but she would be playing a tremendous amount of minutes at this point. I haven't seen Rebecca Tobin off the floor much for the Braves. Again, short's the second one, but Turner just really sneaking in there on the big. Oh, that would have been a massive shot, but again, the Braves keeping the possession alive. Rebecca Tobin with, I think it's a 16th rebound, and she's on the drive on the baseline, and a tough reverse finish against Ezzy Magbagor. We're back within 5 points. 2-possession game for the Geelong Supercats. We look to go to Crusoe. Looking to work there on Richards. Pitch out to Blitzavs. Bang! It's a 2-point jump shot from Sarah Blitzavs, but gives Geelong just that breather as it's now an 83-76 game, 7-point game with 1 minute 59 to go in the fourth as Tessa looks to create offense for her team. That was a tough shot. Jazz just took contact. Sorry, Jazz Shelley took contact from Tessa there. Tessa Levy moved backwards as you can defensively and just really forced her in a tough looping hook shot.
It's interesting to see the Brandcats sitting there with Dave Herbert on the bench there, both in his squat position. I love it.
High-low action here, deep catch for Crusoe. This will be massive. Unlucky for Ezzy Magbagor, but a double team down low, forced the ball back out top to probably not one of the premier three-point shooters for the Supercats.
I think Bendigo need to really pick the pace up here. They're
absolutely,
playing too slow.
Absolutely. I was just about to say time is of the very essence here for the Bendigo Braves. Great screen by Gabe Richards there, but again, tough contest with Ezzy Magbagor. Beck Tobin's just. She's out there just working so super hard for her team, and once again keeping another possession alive. Gives her 21 points and 18 rebounds. Just a spectacular effort from Rebecca Tobin. As Alex Duck just calmly takes that contact there from Kelly Wilson and just waits to get the Geelong Super. Oh, she's got the step, pitch out. This will be huge. Oh, unlucky. 1 minute to go. It's a 5-point game. Bendigo really need to get on their skates here.
They can get a score here. I think Dave Herbert might have to call a timeout. Oh, tough.
And we've got a conversation between the officials here.
I think that may have come off Satina there. It's actually a good decision by the referees there. I know it didn't go the Supercats' way, but it definitely was off Satina there.
And we looked as though Coach Herbert did have a timeout teed up for if the score went down there, and he's gone over to the score bench to cancel that time. As we've got a baseline inbound from the Braves, I would be fully expecting a timeout to come if the Bendigo Braves score here on this possession. Great dig down there by Jazz Shelley. She's caught on a mismatch with Gabe Richards.
Big shot here for Tessa Levy. And
and again, we're coming up on the rebounds. That was Richards that time. Kelly Wilson.
That's a massive
bang!
shot. Kelly Wilson.
Big time shot there from Kelly Wilson on the 3. Or is it a 2?
I think it was a 2.
Well, even still, that's now back to 1-possession game for the Geelong Supercats as they'll be looking to come out here.
That was a great time out there by Coach Herbert, though, to take away any kind of full-court pressure here so they can run something.
I imagine that the Supercats will advance their ball into the front court. This has been an interesting strategic decision here from Coach Herbert. We can take the ball in the back court, deal with the pressure, but remain 24 seconds on the shot clock.
It wasn't that long ago I saw a team actually not do it, and they didn't tell the refs to the last minute. So, Coach down the other end was talking about how they wanted to play in the half court, and then they actually took it in the full court.
But now, according to FIBA, the coach can make a decision if he wants to go into the front court and inbound. There's only 14 seconds on the shot clock. That really extends this game out. So it'll be an interesting decision here, made by the Supercats, whether they accept the pressure.
I don't think they're going to advance it. They're taking it in the back court.
They're taking in the back court. I like that decision. Because if they can come down here and if they can entrust their backcourt players of Jasmine Shelley and Alex Duck to withstand this pressure that will come from Kelly Wilson and Tessa Levy.
It just shows the trust that Coach Herbert has in his players.
If they can absorb, is the word I was looking for, that pressure there, and just that keeps the game on their terms, because if they use as much of the shot clock as possible, that's going to leave only one shot for the Braves. As we go to Jazz Shelley here, guarded by Kelly Wilson. They really just need to make sure they get a good quality look here. If they use as much shot clock as possible and they get a good quality look, they don't even necessarily, of course they're going to be looking to score, but they don't. Oh, great.
Oh, no.
Great defense there by the Braves. And now we've got a 7-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. 15 seconds remaining in the game, 8 seconds on the shot clock for the Geelong Supercats. They'll be inbounding from the sideline. But of course, these girls would have practiced this set they run from the sideline out of bounds like 100,000 million times before. I'm sure Coach Herbert would hold them accountable. It's one of the best abilities, accountability, and they'll know exactly what they're doing. Referee, he's showing them that breaking the plane of the sideline, there's an automatic technical free throw.
I'd be looking at Ali Stuck here after the screen because she'll be able to slip if they don't throw it in. Yep. I'm surprised I haven't
5 on the shot. We're going to go one to Sarah Bledsoe. She's going to have to get it up here.
It's too late.
Oh. Yeah, they're going to have to call a shot clock violation. We didn't hit the rim there.
Does that mean the shot clock, the game clock will go back now, do you think? Or are they going to call a timeout? Why?
I don't know if Bendigo, I think they're out of time.
They must be.
It's going to be huge here if we go to OT. Oh, Gabe. Oh, they're not going to get a shot off. Oh. They're not going to get a shot off. Geelong Supercats. The Geelong Supercats win. Geelong Supercats win here at the Geelong Arena, defeating the Bendigo Braves, who are on top of the ladder all season. They've beaten them 83-80, 3-point win to the Geelong Supercats. Oh, what an outstanding finish. Bad luck for the Braves, just not able to even get a shot off. So that just, again, speaks to the defensive intensity, acumen from the Geelong Supercats and the way they were coached by David Herbert. Brenton O'Brien, oh, these girls are taking my breath away.
Yeah, I'm really happy with how the Supercats played today. They definitely made the adjustments we saw. They stopped settling for that 3-ball, even though that was kind of what separated them from Bendigo. But they weathered the storm. Like I said, that Bendigo team are way too good. They're not going to sit down and go, well, you've got the game, you can win it. And it just showed. Wilson made some big shots. Tobin made some big shots. And then Turner, like we spoke about at the start of the game, she's a very good shooter, and people like that you've got to pay respect to. So they did everything they could, and I think Bendigo should be proud of themselves considering they didn't have Tess Madgen. She's an opal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Missing her is a massive difference in the game, but in the end the Supercats made the most that they had, and you can see them after all these girls have gone away for so long and now they've come back into the team, they're starting to actually gel a bit more. So well done to the Supercats girls, and I know all of us here who are part of this Geelong basketball community are proud of them, and we love our women's basketball here. So
absolutely, I just wanted to make mention of the Supercats women just thanking the crowd there right on the Supercats logo in the middle of the court, and we had 1,000 people plus come through the arena today, so that's a great achievement by the Geelong community to really come out and support women's hoops, and it's just really great to see them in support of our association and our organisation. We've got Supercats stalwart Mark Brungo interviewing the winning coach David Herbert as we speak, and just before we leave tonight, once again, I'd like to remind you guys to catch the Supercats in action in the Grand Final Series next week. You can go to tickettech.com.au. Just search for NBL1 to get your tickets for the Grand Final Series next week. As we listen to Coach Herbert now address the crowd.
To our crowd, I thank you so much for coming tonight.
Yeah, the crowd was really well.
Yeah.
It was awesome tonight. It's great to see them come and support him.
Coach Herbert just thanking the community for coming out into support of his ladies and the program that he's built, the team that he's got together. And as you said, Brenton, that after the ladies have returned from their training camp over in Phoenix, Arizona, and after Ezzy Magbigor's absence with the university games, and after Jazz Shelley's absence with her leadership duties and her playing duties with the under-19 national team, we're coming together really well.
Yeah, I really can't wait to see how they go against Kilsyth next week. I think Kilsyth are playing their best basketball right now, so these two teams playing against each other is going to be an awesome game to watch. So definitely get down and watch. And
Absolutely.
And the game after, I know, like the Bendigo men have come from 8th.
Yeah.
And now they're in the grand final. And to be honest, they're playing probably the best basketball that any other club has played in our league. So, yep.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think now's a good time to, for the Geelong Arena for special comments, Brenton O'Brien and Daniel Cooper on your call to sign out here this afternoon. From this victory by the Geelong Supercats NBL1 women's team putting themselves in the grand final, we thank you for tuning in today. We wish you to have a good weekend and good afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.